Say that you remember.
Oh, we're live. This will be quick. This is so dumb.
I don't know what's happening, but I like it.
Hey, Todd.
Mm-hmm.
It's Short Attention Gamer 139 on the Trinity Force Network.
That's right. We're on the Trinity Force Network.
The thing that I always forget to mention. And
the League of Legends.
You can't see what I'm doing right now. But I thought it was a good trend.
Be closing always?
Always be closing, Todd. It's a good trend to put facial tattoos on yourself.
You know, but when I see it, so always be closing, but to me it says be closing always.
See, that's the beauty. So these words here, they're about the same length in terms of characters. Yeah. And this one is the oddball right here.
It could say, I mean, it could say closing be always too.
Closing be always.
Closing be always. My favorite Disney movie. My favorite Disney song from my favorite Disney movie about a salesman.
So
the death of a salesman.
Did you see? Are you aware of the entertainer named Post Malone?
Oh yeah.
He's got always tired in script or always something. So I thought always would be a good starting point for my facial tat.
What about
this is actually uncomfortable. So
what about the hat though? What's the point of the hat?
That's just because people are entertainers are zany.
Oh, and you're a zany entertainer.
It's a hat, and it's like, hey, I'm the greatest showman.
You are the greatest showman. Did you like that movie? I liked that movie.
I liked it enough because it was fun, right? I didn't really. I understand people get real upset that Mr. Barnum was not the man that they portrayed in that movie.
But okay, the movie itself, I had no interest in seeing it. We rented it because everyone else in my family wanted to see it, and I was pleasantly surprised. I liked the music. I liked the dancing, and those are not my kind of movies, but
you like the dancing.
I'm surrounded by dancing. I got it all the time here. Sometimes
you do have that dancing.
My daughter, she's a dancer, and so I feel like there's always dancing going on somewhere in this house.
Hey, JJ's here. Hey, JJ, what's going on?
Hi, JJ. We haven't even started talking about games yet.
Oh, you made it just in time
for the game talk.
For the game and talk.
Game and talk. You know what I was doing? You know why I was a little late?
Why were you late?
I wasn't late, but I was going to be late because I had been struggling with Destiny 2.
What?
Yeah, I updated the game and I was playing the expansion because Forsaken comes out on the 4th of September. And so, I played the last one and enjoyed it and thought I'm going to level up because I'm sure I'll get it. It's the first game of anything that I'm interested in playing. And what has been happening is I keep getting this error code and it crashes. And it's like CE 348780. And it's not a Destiny issue. It's a PS4 issue. But it's only that game that crashes. I can play anything else and I don't have any problems. So I've tried everything, and it's weird because I can't.
Did you try turning it off and turning it back on?
I did. I timed myself for 30 seconds.
Okay.
I gave myself I blew in the end of the power cable.
Okay.
And I know that my help desk is on the line. Thank you. So I did those things, but I can't replicate it. Sometimes it'll happen like 10 minutes into playing a game on multiplayer. Sometimes it'll happen an hour into playing the game at the Citadel. So it's just random. So what I did tonight was I unplugged the camera, started to play the game. 5 minutes in, it crashed. So it's not the camera. So then the other issue that people talk about is disabling HDCP.
Okay.
So I disabled that and I was able to play through a mission. So now we'll see if that's the issue.
Why would that be?
I can't figure out because it's not it's not making a call for that particular kind of game. It's not, you know, it's not making a call for video to see if you can use that particular application. So I don't know. But maybe that's the issue. And it frustrates me because I don't want to go buy the expansion and not be able to play it, or have to restart every 10, 20, 30 minutes.
Have you already pre-purchased the expansion?
Well, I mean, it's through Amazon. I could cancel it, but I don't want to. I want to play it.
Yeah.
It's
this game, it's the end of August, almost September. The stuff is starting.
Yeah, I buy consoles so that I don't have to deal with this kind of crap. I think you know that. I think we've had this conversation before.
I had an issue, Todd, with my personal computer.
Yeah, okay. Tell me about it.
Last time we talked a little bit about Slay the Spire.
Yeah.
And I've continued to play that, and I finally got up to the 3rd level. So there's three levels, and at the end of each level there's a boss. And I finally made it to the 3rd level, and I was like, basically the last card I played would have either killed him or killed me. So I was super pumped. I got an achievement on Steam for it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take a break, save and exit. I'll come back later. Guess what?
It was gone. Came
back later. I hit the continue button.
Mm-hmm.
It started to load and then immediately crashed. And then it said, oh, you're just starting back at the beginning, and you've never even beaten a boss yet, so you don't even get the perk for beating the first boss.
So
I was angry.
Yeah, so you lost how much progression? How long had you been playing?
That's probably about a half hour worth of play.
Still, that sucks.
I mean, the game is made to be played over and over again, and right after I did that, I made this super impressive for me run where I had full health almost the entire first area, and I defeated the first boss without even getting hit.
Did you do that to spite the game? Were you like...
I did. It was a spiteful thing and completely random, probably, but I got an achievement for that. It said perfect.
So yeah, it said
was perfect.
And so then the game gave you a message. A screen came up that said, "We were just testing you. You passed."
Yes.
And then you just threw your keyboard across the room.
But generally that game is well made. It doesn't have any issues that I've seen other than this. And it's coming to. They just announced it's coming to Switch.
Oh.
I think early next year, maybe. So that means it's basically almost out of. It's an early access game currently.
Mm-hmm.
Still, it hasn't been fully released. So I assume it means it's going to be out pretty soon.
I've been playing a lot of Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the last time we talked, I don't think Dead Cells.
No, Dead Cells came out. I think the weekend I was on vacation. The week I was on vacation.
It is a fun game, and okay, let's talk a little bit about Dead Cells if you don't mind, because I know you've played it before.
No, I've played it, but I haven't played since they've updated it a lot. So I want to go back to it. I just haven't.
So I don't like rogue-like games. Honestly, I'm not a real big fan of Hollow Knight. I think it has a terrible map. The mapping system, trying to figure out where you are and where you're going, is frustrating.
I'm sorry, I have to leave. See.
Okay. Do you
I can't hear you. I took out my headphones. Sorry.
Listen, put your headphones back in and listen to me. We can have different opinions.
Is that what you're saying to me?
We can have differing opinions, but you got to hear my opinion to differ with it.
Oh, I couldn't hear anything you said. All I think I heard was, "Sorry, Jim, I was mistaken. Hollow Knight is a really good game, and there's nothing bad to say about it."
Can we talk about? I don't like the map. It's a terrible map. I cannot. Every time I bring the map up, I'm like, "How is this showing me where I am?"
Yeah.
But okay.
There's a little
yeah, but
there's a relic that takes up a slot in your inventory that will actually show where you are on the map.
Oh. Okay, well then obviously I don't have that yet.
No, obviously not.
Okay.
So quick to dismiss Hollow Knight.
I haven't just deleted it yet, but I'm not always a big fan of roguelike games. But I love this game because it gives me a sense of progression that I don't get from a lot of those other games. I feel like when I finish, if I die, I've done something to help me the next time I play. And a lot of those games, all I feel like I've done to help me the next time I play is learn the map or learned the
Yeah.
locations a little better.
Yeah,
And
or how the enemies move.
yeah, and this I've gained souls or cells, sorry, cells that I can reuse or use to increase abilities, and I love that. So I don't feel like I'm not getting anywhere, even though I think I've only gotten to like the third area, maybe. So I'm not that far, but I
Yeah.
probably played 6 hours, 7 hours. So
Are you playing in docked mode or are you playing on?
both. I play in dock mode, and then sometimes I'll play, and I don't use the left thumbstick to move. I use the D-pad because I feel like I'm more accurate with the D-pad than I am with the thumbstick. Um, so it helps me
True. That's
maneuver around the
generally
map.
true.
Huh?
That can be generally true on certain games. Yes.
Oh, you're getting quiet. I think that something's wrong with your. Put your mouth up to your.
Is it really that
There we
bad?
go. Now I hear you. That's.
I was
Can you
quiet before. I have gain I can turn up.
No, I want you to sit that way the rest of the show.
Let me turn up a
Yes,
little gain.
sit
this a little
right like that's perfect.
better. Okay.
That's how you got. That's how you need to do the show. Okay, that's not creepy at all.
So I turned up my gain a little bit. Are you serious? I was getting quiet.
Yeah, it was going in and out. It was getting quiet, and
I don't know what's going on. Like I think Google may do some weird like normalization thing that kind of bugs with whatever. It's okay now though. So thanks for telling me.
So well, we're back in action.
Good.
So I have I've enjoyed the weapon options that you get. I finally have the ability. I have a random bow that shows up every time that I play now, which is really cool, and it makes me want to come back and continue to play. And I don't feel bad if I don't make it past the first area. If if I die after the first area because I do something stupid, even though I know what's coming up, I don't feel bad because I've been able to use the cells to continue to increase my progress. So I enjoy that game. I think it's great. And JJ knows that.
A lot of people are feeling that that game is taking over their lives. I think
I can see why. Yeah.
So I mean, you like the fact that every time you play, something happens to affect you in the next game. Basically, have you tried something like Rogue Legacy? Like I feel like
I did, and I played Rogue Legacy after and it may be that I also like the way this game looks. It's got a real unique look to it as far as pixelated games go.
Yep.
I know it's actually 3D sprites, I think, or it's 3D, but they've given it that kind of a pixelated look. So it has that same kind of sense of depth that a game like Octopath has.
Yep.
So I think that you can have a game like that, but I think if you go the extra mile with the polish to make the game look a little different than your traditional run 2D sprite based game, then I think you're trying to do something, and they've done that with this game as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it's kind of funny that you mention roguelike right away, because roguelite or whatever. Because I just recently started playing a game called Enter the Gungeon.
I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it.
Not dungeon.
Gungeon.
Because it's I guess it's about guns and stuff.
What's it on? What?
It's on
platform?
PC, right?
Okay.
I think I don't know if it's on anything else, but I've been playing it on PC.
Okay.
It seems kind of cool. It's a little hard. I haven't really gotten too far into it. I beat what did I beat the first boss? Yeah. So it does a thing where it's like leveled. So you go through a level, you beat the boss, and then you go into the next area. I beat the first boss, and then I died, and then I beat the first boss again. It was a different boss the second time I did it. So it's a randomized thing, but I don't think it has any of your happy progression.
Oh, so when you die, you just die, and
I'm not sure, but I'm not sure yet. I've only played it for like an hour or so. but it's.
I guess I'm trying to. When I play a game like that, I get depressed because I feel like I've put in the work to try to learn the game, but I may have just made a mistake, or I may have just taken a wrong turn, and I don't like being beaten down. Even games like Dark Souls,
JJ says he thinks it's on Switch too.
okay. Oh, okay. Well, I may have to see if I can find it.
On PC, it's got a weird control scheme. I'm using the Xbox One controller, and actually, so it's twin stick. So you move with your left, you aim with your right, but then you have to hit the shoot button, and the shoot button is, for whatever reason, the default is the right bumper, and then like heal is the right trigger instead. So I'm not sure if I like that.
You use the left thumbstick instead of the D-pad to move left and right?
Yeah. It's not 2D scrolling. It's Zelda-ish.
Oh, okay.
In terms of exploration.
Do you use the left thumbstick when you play games like Dead Cells to move left and right?
Yeah, usually. Yeah.
And you don't have trouble with accuracy?
See,
or
I'm a professional gamer.
I know, I'm sorry, and your thumbs are insured.
Yes.
Right?
But actually, so being a little bit older, I get like weird feeling like here, like a lot on both of my hands, and I think it might be due to like phone swiping.
Stop phone swiping.
I gotta
Swiper.
Stop. Instead, I got to do the.
Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. Yes, do that.
Tilt my head back, and then where's my phone?
You need to just
back and just tap.
You need to do everything just voice activated. Siri, Siri, what time is it?
That's one of the main reasons I bought the Kinect for Xbox One, was because I thought it was going to be something cool that I could use with my voice.
We all thought it was going to be something cool we could use with our voice.
And it was just not.
You know what I used it for with my voice? Xbox turn on. That's it.
Yeah.
That's not that cool. I don't, now I don't have it anymore. I don't even have it hooked up.
Yeah.
It's
actually, I have it in a box right behind me, actually.
I just press buttons now.
Yeah.
I unhooked my PS4 camera, as you well know, because I just told you. The only time I use that camera is with PSVR, and I did that for the first time tonight, first time in a long time, but I haven't done it for months.
Yeah, I've got the camera, and I got it because I thought it would be cool to stream and have a video image of me.
Oh yeah,
stream. And then like I realized I don't really want people.
Yeah.
To watch it, and then the implementation of how they do comments is kind of busted too. Like if you want comments to appear on the screen, it also shows up in the feed, so everyone like reads what they just wrote in the.
I don't know how good I would be in a streaming situation. I think I would get stressed out by the idea of people watching me in my living room.
You do realize that you're live.
Yeah,
right
but it's different.
JJ's watching you.
JJ's the only one that knows.
He commented that you're at a standing desk.
I'm standing. I'm standing at the bar. So I put the computer on the bar and I'm standing because I sit all day. So I'm standing now.
I understand.
Yes. But it's different. It's different when it's people that are watching us talk about video games versus the stress of somebody watching me try to play a game, knowing that I'm a very average player.
Like Dead Cells and having you fail over and over
exactly
again.
Because after about the 10th time of not getting past that first level, people would get frustrated and tell me how much I suck, and that's probably true, but I don't need to hear it from everybody.
Or maybe they might think it's funny
to watch me suck, and that's fine. So just laugh at me and say, man, you're bad, and have fun with it. But people don't have fun with that. They get irritated.
JJ wants to watch you stream Dark Souls.
Oh, I am so bad at Dark Souls, at Bloodborne, at Dark Souls 3. It doesn't matter. I'm bad at all those games.
They just announced the package, the trilogy, Dark Souls trilogy. I think at Gamescom.
Really?
So you'll be able to just buy that in one package and then just
suck all day.
Never get through the first game.
It's one of those games where I think if I were retired, maybe that's the game I would try to play because I would have the time to do it.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. I'm getting close. Actually, I got a long ways to go, but I'm next week or not next week, next month is the big 5-0.
Next month.
September 19th.
It's right around the corner. Really.
I know. Do I automatically have to stop talking about games and doing podcasts when I turn 50?
I don't think so. I think it's still allowed, but we may have to move it to an earlier time.
Do people care anymore what I have to say about games when I hit that age? Are they like, he didn't know what he's talking about?
So I joined. Have you heard of a thing called Mastodon?
The group, the musical group?
Not the musical group. Well, obviously they are great.
Yes.
However, there's a new social or new-ish maybe.
I don't know what it is.
Network called Mastodon. It's Twitter.
Okay.
But it's more separated in a way, so you can have different communities that are about certain things. So, like for example, I joined a server that's for gamers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now I can. You can actually see the timeline. It's called a local timeline of everyone who's posting on that particular instance. But the instances are all connected together, so you can actually still talk to anybody who else is wherever they want. So if you got somebody who's on the general Mastodon server, which is like Mastodon.cloud or Mastodon.social, then you can actually go in and still communicate with them through the system. You don't have to. It's not just a microcosm. It's a whole community.
Is it an app?
They have an app. I'm using.
How do you use it?
I'm using something called Tusky on Android.
Because
Mastodons have tusks.
So is Tusky a part of Mastodon, or is that
no? This is all an open source thing.
Okay.
So anybody can run their own instance.
Oh, I see. So yeah, so I see like 3 different apps on my iPhone.
Yeah.
Tootdon for Mastodon, Amrock for Mastodon, Mastodon client gone, GON.
Yep.
Okay.
So the whole point of this whole thing was that a lot of when you join the instance, you can do like an introduction post. So my introduction post was like, hey, I've been playing video games since the Vectrex was new. So like I immediately got a response, somebody asking me about like, hey, do you still feel the same nostalgia for like Atari games? Do you still think they're good? So it's I think people still want opinions of the older gamers,
the old people.
Yeah, that's where I was going. It was a long.
Thank you. Well,
winding.
My feeling is I still enjoy games. I don't dismiss them. I see the value in gaming and the culture, and I don't think that you have to reach a certain age. I still remember when I was probably in my mid-20s, my father-in-law said, someday you're going to grow up and you're going to grow out of this stuff. And I was like, well, that's kind of a crappy thing to say, but whatever. And I immediately thought of him going out and trying his best to play an average game of golf. And I thought anyone who walks around a golf course cannot make any kind of comment, or goes out and plays on a softball team or a poker game every Friday night cannot make a comment about anyone else enjoying a different kind of hobby, whether it be board games and serious board games or a
even light board games like Sorry.
Sure. But the difference between Sorry and what's the one you just played? You just played something a few weeks ago.
I played Gloomhaven.
Okay. There we go. The difference between Sorry and Gloomhaven is that a family will sit down to play Sorry. just for something to do on a Friday night. And then after a half hour, they're all done and say, look what we did. But you're investing time into learning the mechanics of a new game and the challenge of a new game with strategy. A lot of those games like Sorry, even Monopoly to a certain degree, doesn't have much in the way of strategy.
No, yeah.
It's luck.
They're all luck, and here, roll the dice and move the number.
Exactly.
Which is terrible.
Yeah, and so that's why people are willing to sit down, like my father-in-law, are willing to sit down and play those games because they're easy, because it passes the time. But the challenge is not necessarily there. So I appreciate people that are willing to continue to enjoy whatever their hobby may be, whether it be board games or video games, or even watching esports. I'm all for that too.
Yep.
You know, our local esports team has been very successful. Our college here they won second this year in League of Legends. I tried to let Adam know. Adam seemed semi-impressed, but I don't know if is he too famous? I don't know.
Adam?
Yeah.
Oh, he's super famous, that guy.
Yeah. Is that the problem?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense, because sometimes he'll respond to my comments on Twitter. Sometimes he ignores them. And I figured
he's also extremely busy.
Well,
that's another thing that
okay. All right, if you say so.
Hey, you want to know something? Talking about other types of hobbies and other types of games.
Okay.
So I went on vacation. Okay. First thing we did was we went to Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
And we walked about an average of 7.5 miles a day than we were there.
Wow.
And this is kids, 12, 9, and 7 that are walking 7.5 miles a day. It was hot. It was really, really good. Everybody liked it, had a good time. And because it takes so long to drive there, we decided on the way back that we would make a stop.
Mm-hmm.
We went to a place called Great Wolf Lodge.
Mm-hmm.
You have, I don't know if it's a local thing or
yeah,
what.
no, it's a chain. There's a Great Wolf Lodge near Sporting KC, which is our soccer team in Kansas City. There's a Great Wolf Lodge right up by them.
All right, so you're aware of what it is. It's a hotel with an indoor water park.
Mm-hmm.
That's a basically limited entry water park. You can only go in the water park if you stay at the hotel, which I think that's the primary driver of it. So we surprised the kids completely. It was great. We're like, all right, it's gonna be real late when we get home. So, and then I said, I'm really tired. We're just gonna pull over here. And then my daughter's like, wait a minute, those are water slides. That's pretty cool. Wait, Daddy, are we at Great Wolf Lodge? And I was like, yeah. And then they just all started freaking out. So we go to the water park. The water park is great, except for the fact that it's really tiring. It tires you out, even though.
Oh, I bet.
You're in the
Actually,
water.
I know. I've been before, so yes, I remember.
All right.
Long ago.
With the kids.
Yep. Yes. Back in the day.
So they keep it warm. It's like 85 degrees in there, and the water isn't particularly cool. So it's not like it's a refreshing thing. It's just a fun, you got slides, you got wave pools, you got the bucket that fills up and dumps on people, But then, so the water park closes at 8:00.
Okay.
So what are you going to do?
I don't know. Everybody's amped up at that point.
You're going to do this, Todd. You're going to become a master magi with Magic Quest. Magi.
What's
Quest.
that?
This is effectively a LARP
Okay.
Scavenger hunt that's expensive, but so you buy a wand. I should have grabbed one of the kids' wands. You buy a wand. Right?
Oh, I saw you post the pictures of the ones. I didn't know what it was on Instagram, and I had no idea, but they look cool.
Yeah, you get to pick your wand. Mm-hmm. If you want, you can spend extra $20 or so and get a topper for the wand, and they have different things like dragons or or gauntlets or hands. Of course, you have to buy that.
Yeah,
but those toppers actually will give you a special power at some point in the game that you actually play with them. Or you can just go and you get the default, and it's just like a knobby thing that they screw into the end of it, and then you buy the game itself. So for each kid, it was probably about $45 per kid. And as I'm spending this money, I'm like, they're not gonna like this. Is gonna be a waste of money. They're gonna have the wands, you know. It's just like Harry Potter World when we went to Universal. It's like, okay, the wands work kind of once in a while. They kind of work. Nothing you can do with it. But then they present to you. There's 3 different games. There's Magic Quest. There's Shadow Quest,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's Compass Quest. And we hadn't played before, so they start you off at Magic Quest. Well, I figured, I'm like, maybe we should just buy the package. It gives you more than one game. It's cheaper if you buy the package. But then we decided, no, we're not going to do that. It's a great thing that we decided not to do that. Not because the kids weren't enjoying themselves, but because we spent probably 7.5 to 8 hours
Wow.
in a hotel room with a hotel, like area with magic wands, going on this scavenger hunt and it's effectively a bunch of fetch quests, like in a row. You go up to a tree, which is your quest giver. You pick the rune that you want to go after, and then it says, all right, you got to go find these 5 crystals that are in specific hallways in the hotel. And
So back up for a second. I want to make sure I understand. So what is the tree?
The tree is it's a tree. It's an indoor tree with a video screen embedded in it. So you wave your wand in front of it.
So this was something they had at Great Wolf Lodge.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was something you bought and brought to Great Wolf Lodge.
No. This is part of it. This is basically their way of extending the day. So after the water park turns off, you'll have something else to do. And they had other things too. They had bowling alleys inside. They had
that's pretty cool.
They had a golf cart, mini golf course inside. But the kids wanted this thing, so right. So you go up, you'll wave your wand at the thing, and then it'll flash. It'll show the symbol that you picked when you started off. So my son, it was always this fire-breathing dragon that swoops in, and then this, you pick what you want to do, and then a wizard tells you what your quest is. Effectively, just MMO quest giver, right?
Yeah.
So then you go and all it is it's confined to 5 hallways in the hotel, so they don't want you running past like people's rooms and stuff. Yeah. But it's on multiple floors, and the elevator's slow. So you're taking the stairs, going up and down so many times it's genius. It wears the children out. It wears the parents out because, my kids are not, my oldest can probably go and do it on her own, and she did it a little bit on her own. But my son, he wanted us to be there with him. He wanted us to help out. So yeah, you walk around, you find the stuff, you wave the wand, and then at the end you got to battle dragons and stuff.
So so you get done swimming at 8 o'clock.
We stopped earlier than that because it's tiring.
So how late did you guys go with Magic Quest?
Magic Quest goes until 10:30, and then they shut off the game. So what we did was we got out probably like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Went and showered, then went to go eat, then went to go play Magic Quest, and we played until 10:30 when they shut it off.
That's awesome.
And then the next day, it's our day to leave. We have a late checkout because they messed something up with the room, just minor, and then they're like, "Here, we'll give you a free late checkout." So late checkout at 2 o'clock.
Oh,
all right. So here's what we'll do: we'll go to the water park. We'll play at the water park until noon. Then we'll go back to the room, shower, and then finish up the last quest that you got for Magic Quest. Todd, I was supposed to leave at 2 o'clock. We left at 6 o'clock.
You got extra vacation.
They wanted to beat that quest. They wanted to finish it all up. And my son, who randomly picked the topper, it was a dragon topper, was the smartest one because that topper allowed him to immediately defeat the final boss.
Wow.
It was a $20 cheat code for the game.
but that's awesome.
And the girls, the girls got to the same boss. If you fight a red dragon, and then after you fight the red dragon, the portal's still open, and oh no, here comes the silver dragon. He's actually coming into the real world, and you got to fight the silver dragon. But imagine his fight is imagine Simon, right?
Hmm.
How you go red, red, blue,
Yeah.
red, blue, green. It's got a progression so you remember remember the colors in an order. This silver dragon, you get one chance to beat him, and then you got to start at the beginning again, or not the beginning of the whole game, the beginning of the fight. It's 4 rounds. First round, you got to remember 3 colors. Enter the 3 colors, wave your wand, zap him, right?
Hmm.
Next one is 5 colors, but they don't build. So it's not the first 3 and then plus 2. It's 5 new colors. So you're gonna have to remember, and it's 5 different colors on the board too. So you're gonna have to remember 5 colors, and then the next one's 7. Again, no progression. It's just here's 7 colors. Enter them in back and and wave your wand. And then the last one is enter the 7 colors again, but it's now like less than 10-second window that you have to do this in. So we gave up. We gave up. We went down to the guy at the Magic Quest booth and said, "Hey, is this thing possible to actually get beaten?" He's like, "Here's what we can do. It's super hard. We can actually just in the computer here. We can just say that you beat it." So unfortunately that's what we did because it was 6 o'clock.
But
and it was 4 hours after I wanted to leave the hotel.
But that's amazing. Think about I mean, you invested money in it, but think of the amount of enjoyment for the amount of hours you spent.
Yeah.
That's like going to an amusement park.
Yeah.
And probably less expensive.
It was, well, I mean, the room itself is pretty expensive.
Yeah, but that's different. I mean, you would have to get a room if you went to an amusement park too. So if you were, going on vacation somewhere. So to be able to do all those things, I mean, the kids probably, they'll remember that forever.
I think so. They had a blast. And like I said, like that was the one game. That was the Magic Quest game. And there's 2 more. There's Shadow Quest and Compass Quest. So obviously we're going to have to go back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You got the wands.
They already emailed my wife. They said, here, book now before this date and you'll get like 40% off your next stay. I was like,
yeah. Okay. How far away is it from where you live?
There's another one. There's one in Pennsylvania, which we stayed at. And then there's one in Massachusetts. And the Massachusetts one is less than 2 hours away. So
perfect. That's the perfect length for vacation because it's not so far that the drive just stinks and you enjoy it, and then you're not like, oh my gosh, we got 6 more hours on the road.
Yeah.
So
there it is. I am a master magi. Actually,
you got a button and everything.
He got knighted. They brought him up on stage and gave him the old knight treatment.
They have a stage.
Have a sign a book. It's a general stage for for kids to they'd have different events at Great Wolf Lodge. So I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum for doing things with your kids.
So a week ago today, we took Cameron to college, and which is hard to comprehend, and it was not easy. He started playing World of Warcraft again with his friends
right before he goes to college,
because his friends were going all over the place. So they all bought the expansion, which allowed them to, Blizzard is finally getting smart with these expansions, and they're figuring out that, okay, it's not fair to ask people to buy every single expansion. So what it allowed him to do was he bought the expansion, but I think the other expansions beyond that are now free, but he still has to pay the monthly fee. And so he has a friend that's in Alabama. He has another friend that's here in University of Missouri with him, and then some other friends scattered around, but they all bought the game so that they could play together. So last Wednesday, though, we take him over to the dorm. And granted, I'm lucky. He's in town. He is 15 minutes away, but it seems he might as well be 6 hours away. It doesn't matter whether your child goes to college in town or whether they go to college in another state. They're still not home anymore.
If they're not commuting, if they're boarding somewhere else.
Yes.
It's definitely a different thing.
And we wanted him to be in the dorm the first year because I think that he needs that experience, even though that experience sucks. As far as I'm concerned, my dorm experience sucked. But
They didn't even have running water back then, so it's
Listen, in my dorm, in the dorm I was in, they barely did have running water. We didn't have air conditioning.
oh god.
Yeah. So we didn't have air conditioning, and my roommate, I was one of the last ones to decide to go to this particular college because I didn't get into the school I wanted to go to. And so my roommate was also somebody who decided at the last minute, yeah, I'm going to go to college. So he shows up in the dorm. He's old enough. He's older than me. I think he was 19 or 20. His girlfriend was 15, which is, yeah, that was weird. And so it was an awkward situation. My son
Back then, the age of consent was like way different.
it was different. It was, yes, it was
People were
much
getting
different.
married when they were 14.
Well, and they had their plot of land that they were trying to grow crops on.
The dowry.
Yes, she had a plot of land that was the dowry for their marriage. But so he was supposed to have a roommate that never showed up. The roommate still has a book in there that he got for the semester that is just sitting. Cameron doesn't know what to do with it. So Cameron still doesn't have a roommate. He may end up with his own room.
That would be.
It would be great, but
Yeah.
he could end up with a terrible roommate by tomorrow. If somebody's not there by Friday, then
You know
I
what
think he's on his
may,
own.
You know what they may do is if somebody doesn't show up, they'll probably place somebody with them anyway. Because I mean, a lot of places are full, right? And
Yeah.
there's probably a waiting list for dorm rooms.
Well, not here.
No, not there.
No, and the reason I say that is because last year we had shut down 2 or 3 dorm rooms,
Oh.
our dorms, and so now they just opened everything back up. You probably remember, and maybe you don't, but when we were doing our show, and 3 years ago, 4 years ago, there was all the controversy and things happening here in Missouri at the University of Missouri.
I do remember a little.
Yeah, it became a national story.
Yeah.
Well, that started to hurt enrollment, understandably, but it started to come back. It started to grow again. This year is a big year for freshmen, and they were able to open all the dorms back up, but they still they're not at full capacity yet.
Oh.
So we drop him off, and it's not easy. It is something that it's one of the harder things that I've ever done is dropping your kid off and then just going, all right, good luck.
See.
I hope everything works out. I hope you're not back in our I hope this time next year you're not back in our house looking for a job.
Yeah, you hope it's everything up until now, right?
Yeah.
You've prepared them as best as you can, and now little birdie, you're getting kicked out the nest.
But I can tell you, right now, my wife and I both, as we're going back to the car, we said, have we got him ready? I don't think we did. What did we forget? We forgot a lot of things to do. He doesn't brush his teeth as much as we'd like. He uses deodorant fairly well, but does he take enough showers? We don't know. We think he does.
Well, he'll find out for himself.
I know, and now
enough shower time.
But man, you think of all of those things, and it's luckily I've been interacting with him. We've been talking back and forth since last Wednesday, and first, he's gone through the first 3 days of classes this week, and so far so good. So we'll see.
Good.
Yeah, it's hard.
Hopefully it works out well for him, and he doesn't have any weird experiences.
Yeah, I know.
Like I had, in the
and
beginning.
me. What was your experience?
So I went to a party, like one of my first days there. Everyone was invited to parties, trying to get to know each other. And this was at like a frat house. And the college I went to didn't really have a big Greek presence, but it was at a frat house. So of course you go there and, hey, look, you're an 18-year-old and there's beer.
Hang on a second. My daughter is leaving me.
Oh.
What? You're going? Okay. All right. I'll see ya. She's going to get custard. Sorry about that.
She's leaving too.
She's driving now, so that's another issue. Yeah. So the old man can sit here and talk to you all night long.
So we go to this party, and they have shuttles. There's actual shuttles around that will take you places. It's like $1 to take a shuttle.
So the shuttles are for anyone? It's not just a fraternity thing. It's something for
No,
everybody
yeah,
who's
it's for they go around town because they know college kids are going to want to
okay.
get around town, and they're not really great.
Yeah.
They're there to make money.
Yes.
So I'm leaving this party, and I've had a few beers at that point, and I'm getting a shuttle, and this girl, she spots me, and she comes and sits down next to me, and she's not exactly my type.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks at me and she says, "What's your name?" So I say, "Bob."
Perfect.
Because
Yeah, you don't know.
I don't know who you are. "Bob, do you like feet?"
What?
Yes. So one of the first few days I was at college, I had somebody who was interested in feet trying to pick me up.
And
Um,
what? And
yeah.
what does she want to do? For you to massage her feet? Okay. Good enough.
It's a family show. Okay.
Okay.
So the next day, I'm in my dorm room, and who do I see?
Oh no, she lives in your dorm?
She's down the hallway hanging out with people. She sees me from the end of the hallway and yells, I still remember to this day, "Bobby, baby." And I just turned my head and I walked away. And
Run. And the thing is, college, you think, oh, it's a big place. You'll never
see this person again.
It is a small little town. And you'll see each other all the time.
There was several life lessons learned that day.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, he's had some strange experiences, but nothing like that yet. So hopefully he has, when you live in town, you still have a lot of your friends that go to school there too. So there are at least 4 other guys that are close friends of his that he hung out with all summer that are at college. And so I think last Saturday night, they were walking down the street and they ended up kind of meeting up with guys from the other high school here in town. So there were about 10 of them.
All right.
And they weren't at a party or anything. They'd gone to an event on campus and they were going back to their dorm, and these 2 drunk frat guys saw them and said, "Why there's so many of you? What are you guys, a fraternity?" And they said, "No, we're just freshmen." They go, "You stupid freshmen, you don't know anything." But they weren't that nice and using that nice language. And one of Cameron's friends lost his mind and turned around and laid into him, said, I can't remember how he said it. It involved curse words, but you don't know us, and we're all from, all of us are from Columbia, which kind of for some reason scared these guys. Like, I didn't know if they knew where to hide the bodies, and those guys were afraid they were the bodies, so they just left. Obviously freaked out. So we'll see how things go.
We're standing up to us.
Yeah, I know. There were about 10 or 12 of them versus 2. So
skedaddle.
Yeah, it's got to get out of here. So we'll see how things go. I think he's enjoying the experience. I think he'll enjoy it enough to want to try to do well so he can stay in college. That's the goal.
Yep.
He decided to take German, and he's never taken German. He took Spanish. I'm not sure about that choice, but what do you do?
He made that choice.
I know. That's kind of where I am. So anyway,
I got one more game I want to actually talk
I want to hear it
instead of the life stuff. So I started playing this game. It is also going to be coming to the Switch.
Okay.
It's called Moonlighter.
Oh yeah, I want to play that one. I do want that when it comes to Switch. It looks cool.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. It's you go in, it is Zelda like. You go into a room, you'll fight the enemies, you move on to the next room, you fight the enemies, you pick up stuff along the way, you find more valuable stuff in treasure chests, you continue down the dungeon, the deeper you go, the more special stuff you pick up. And then when you leave, you go to work at your shop and you try to sell all the stuff that you just got.
That's so cool.
In the dungeon, which I haven't gotten to a point where it's actually forcing me to go to sleep yet, because it's literally, all right, during the day you run the shop, during night you go in the dungeon.
Yeah.
I maybe you can go in the dungeon during the day. I haven't figured that out yet.
I didn't think you could, but
Because
I guess
I don't think you have to open the shop. You basically can go into your shop and then put stuff on the table and then leave.
and then people just come by it.
No, you actually have to stand there. You can't just leave it there.
Well, then why would you want to leave?
You stand at the cash register. You watch their expressions when they come up. You have to price the stuff yourself. So you have to gauge as what is this vine worth to this guy? And I was like, oh, it's $30 a piece. And then he comes up and he makes a frowny face. Okay, it's too expensive for the vine, so now you got to lower the price. And you keep it all. You have a ledger, so it keeps track of like, what people are willing to spend on this stuff at a specific time. So you can compare that as you go.
Huh.
But you make money by doing that stuff, and then you'll upgrade your shop so you can sell more stuff at a time. And then you can you can help other people move into the city. So like I helped a weapons and armor smithy guy come move into the city, and he's willing to do work for me. Of course, I help him move in, and he's like, hey, now I need 4,000 gold to give you that helmet. But it's I've played that one for about an hour too, and I'm liking that more than I was Enter the Gungeon. I think I'll play more of Moonlighter.
Yeah, that one, I think that comes out on the Switch at least by the end of the year. So
yeah,
I do want to play that one.
It's well made. It's the movement is good. There's a way that you can like immediately teleport out of the dungeon once you have a specific pendant. I think you need a certain amount of money to actually use it, so you can't just pop in and out whenever you want. But yeah, I'd recommend it right now. I think it's really fun.
So let me ask you, we're getting ready to move into games. The game season is beginning.
Yep.
What are you, between now and the end of the year, what are you looking most forward to?
Todd, I haven't kept up much in terms of releases. There's one release.
All right.
I can tell you definitively that I want to play.
Okay.
And it's probably the same game everybody else wants to play.
Spider-Man.
Oh wait, actually,
Assassin's Creed.
I want to play Spider-Man too. No, it's Red Dead. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yes. Okay.
I actually forgot about Spider-Man because I went to go order Spider-Man on Amazon about a week ago, and it's not listed. A physical copy is not listed on Amazon.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
I don't understand it. And JJ mentioned over Twitter, he's like, yeah, Amazon's been doing that. They've been pulling stuff for big games before launch. So you can only order it up to a certain time, and then they'll launch, and then finally it'll be back in the store.
I ended up pre-ordering it on Best Buy because it had the discount.
Yeah,
the same discount that Amazon has. So
that's what I wanted to get the 20%, right?
Yeah.
And their Amazon Prime's getting rid of that. So.
Well, are they getting rid of it completely, or Best Buy is getting rid of it? So Amazon,
I think they're getting rid of 20% off all pre-orders, and I think they were doing it up until like 2 weeks after the game came out.
Okay.
And instead they're going to be saying on specific games you'll get $10 off.
Oh, okay.
So,
man, the golden age of cheap of.
Once Best Buy said we're not going to do ours anymore,
yeah,
Amazon's like, why do we have to do ours?
Yeah, either? That stinks. Exactly. So now what do we do? Pay full price for games?
I guess so, because we're old men and
we have the money to do it.
We have more of the money to do it.
What do the kids do?
Pirate.
Pirate the Xbox games?
I don't even know if that's a thing you can do anymore. Like with all the, I assume there's probably a way you can do it, but
it seems like a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I want to just play the game. I don't want to spend all my time trying to download a game and crack it. And I tried that. I think I did that once, like maybe 17 years ago, and it was a miserable experience. I ended up just going to buy the game.
Yeah.
Because you had to go to those like crack wares sites and then deal with porn and deal with all the potential downloading of viruses, and I thought, oh, this is dumb.
Absolutely.
So I learned a valuable lesson. Just play on consoles.
Just play.
That's the lesson I learned. Is that the right lesson?
It's a lesson.
Yeah.
The right, sure, it could be the right lesson for you.
Yeah. Well, someday I might get a PC again, but right now I'm comfortable with using Macs and playing my games on PS4 and Switch and Xbox.
Yeah, I I kind of want to pick up Dead Cells on Switch just because it'll be like a hand cell.
It's fun.
A hand cell. No,
The handcell game.
handheld version.
Mhm.
And I also kind of want to pick up Octopath Traveler, even though I know you're
I don't
sighing
think
at
you.
me.
I think I know JJ
there's a
liked it,
demo.
but
I know there's a demo, so I should really just go do the demo thing first.
yeah, because if you do the demo, it's like 3 hours of demo, and that will really tell you if you like the game or not. And then you can continue your progression from the demo into the regular game.
All right, then that's good.
So that's the way to do it.
I have several people around me saying that, hey, it's a good game, and
Yeah, JJ said the same thing, but it did not grab me. And if it's me, I would not go in and play as the hunter because the dialogue.
That's me. Wha-
Well, I'm sorry, Hunter, but the dialogue is so stilted. They use it's almost they're trying really hard to use old English like these and thous. And at first I thought, okay, this is going to stop at some point, and it never does. It's so annoying and so stilted that after a while you just skipping past the story because well, for me, I just couldn't take it anymore. I don't think the dialogue for all of the characters is that way, but it is for the hunter. So good luck,
All right,
Hunter.
I'll give it a shot.
So
Speaking, what's funny is before the show I started looking at emails, and I noticed that because I messaged you over Google Hangouts, and when I typed in the word Todd, it actually auto completed to @shortattentiongamer.com. So when you actually had that email address,
Todd at toddfuller.com?
No,
or
Todd at shortattentiongamer.com.
That's weird because yeah.
And I've got some emails in here, and man, I was kind of a jerk sometimes.
Why? Well, you had an agenda.
I still am, but
well, no.
I
You had things you wanted us to do. You had things we needed to fix.
There's a message in here from Todd, or not Todd, Matt. It's me messaging both of you guys. And basically, it's me complaining about all the spam that is that was on the forums.
And we thought it was funny, but you hated it.
And hey, you guys really need to update PHPBB because oh my god, I have to keep deleting it because I was the one deleting.
Yes, you were. Yeah. So for people that are listening and don't know, long ago, Matt and I were doing the show, but Jim was managing everything behind the scenes for us because he's a good guy, and so we thought the spam was funny, and that's why we turned it into spam poetry. But it drove Jim insane. And now I understand why, but at the time we thought this is great. We need more of this. Why would we want to stop it from happening?
In here, you're super nice. I'm basically like, hey, I'm sorry for this. I'm going to ask one last time. Please, for the love of God, update the forums and look into some of the things I sent you about spammers. And it just goes on like it's a page-long email. It says, sorry for the tone of the email. I'm a little frustrated. You are super nice in responding. You're like, you appreciate everything I do. Take a break. We'll figure it out. And then Matt responds, Jim, I'm going to work on this soon. Don't send me another email like this.
Oh, that sounds about right. Yeah. Matt, that sounds a lot like Matt, and Matt hasn't changed a lot. Matt's still like that. He now the difference is Matt has a massive beard, and he is making his own knives in his home. So
I follow him on
Instagram. Yeah,
I saw like he has an anvil that on a wooden, like a stump. He's got a stump and an chained to an anvil.
So that's what he does now.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So he it's funny because we've all kind of mellowed. I mean, when you think about it, we were doing that show 12 years ago.
Yeah, that email was from 2007.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So 11 years ago. Um, we have all mellowed a little bit. He almost has kids in college. So yeah, we're old men.
Yeah, and mine is going into junior high.
Oh man,
this year.
that's crazy too.
She is, yeah. She's upset. She's upset because they got, the big thing is, oh, who am I going to have for a teacher? Not like
Mhm.
they know any of the teachers at that
Yeah.
level, because my wife teaches at a lower level, so they knew all those teachers. But it's, oh, who's it going to be? So my son and my other daughter get their teachers, and oh, look, my other daughter actually got one of the same team that my
Mhm.
oldest daughter had, so that was cool. And my son got, a certain person that he knows who he thought was cool. And Erin gets her letter, and it's basically like, hey, you're going to find out the first day of school who you're actually going to be with. But they send you a list of all the supplies that each one of the teachers wants
Oh,
anyway.
how do
So
you?
it's like how do you
Yeah.
what do you do here?
How do you
just
manage that?
You don't manage it. You just wait until you find out where she's actually going to go. So that's what's got her on edge. She's all nervous because she doesn't know.
You know what blows my mind, and it always has, because you all, where you live, you start later and then you finish later than us. Students in Missouri some have been in school now for. My daughter started last Tuesday.
Oh wow! All right.
Yeah, some schools started the week before, so some schools have been in session now for at least a week, some two. When do you guys start? Next week?
A week from tomorrow. So next Thursday.
Yeah. Wow. So almost at least 3 weeks, in some cases a month later.
I tell you, if we did that this year, it would have probably been better, because I mean, it felt like we had no summer
Yeah.
because of all the snow days that we had.
Oh yeah. And you all have to deal with that more than we do.
We stretched to July 21st was the last day of school, or June 21st was the last day of school. So we had about 2 months. And it just flew right by. Like,
yeah,
the kids all right. We all have these camps that we want to do. All, family vacation happens. Oh, it's time for school. That's effectively how it worked.
Yeah, June 21st, school had been out here for at least almost a month. So
hey, we should move out there. It sounds nice.
Hey, Columbia is a great place. The weather probably right now, you probably have better weather than us, but we don't have as much snow as you.
Yeah,
you can run longer into this winter than we can. We can run longer into the winter probably than you can.
Speaking of running.
Yeah, you doing it?
I'm doing it.
Good.
I'm back running. I ran today on the treadmill. I ran Monday on trails outside. Man, it's a tough go right now. But yeah, I'm sticking to like 2 miles. I did 2.5 today. So we're slowly building back up. I think I have my last physical therapy appointment tomorrow.
I've always said that my goal is to be able to continue to run 3 to 4 miles when I'm in my mid to late 60s, and happily do a slow jog in my 70s. But my goal is to continue to run for long term rather than run large distances now. So, if I can still go out and run a couple miles, 2 miles, and enjoy myself, because as well as I do that it's more than just exercise. It's also a mental thing. It helps you relax in some ways. It's almost a version of meditation in some ways. And so if I can continue to do that, that's what I want to do. So I'm okay if I go out and run 3 miles, or, I think I ran 4.5 miles on Saturday, and I was like, perfect. That's great.
Yeah. I just want to get back up to at least the 5K distance so I can.
Yeah. And you will. You're almost there.
I'm almost there. It's tough right now, and I've definitely put on some weight, so I need to take that off, and that'll help with things. But
oh, sure.
But it just, the year's been a huge disappointment. I mean, the stuff with my dad, that's one thing. Obviously, he's doing well, by the way.
Good.
For everybody who's trying to keep track. But yeah, so the stuff with my dad, then the car accident, and I mean last year I was running a 5K, and for me, I did it in just over 24 minutes. I did my last 5K of last year was just under 24, or just over 24. It was 24:02, and like that, I was ecstatic, right? I'm like, it's all going uphill from here, and then what happens? Oh crap! I turned off.
Whoa,
monitor.
whoa. But that happens to everybody too, and it's happened to me.
And I'm actually surprised that I'm able to do 2.5 this quickly, to be honest with you. So I mean, it's not the fastest 2.5, but it's there, and I ran the whole thing. I didn't, no walking or whatever. So we'll get there.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, that's about that's the distance. I think we went the distance.
Somewhere in there, we talked about games.
We did a few games.
Yeah, we talked about running and kids and school and college and games.
Live games.
And the Great Wolf Lodge.
Don't forget Magic Quest.
Magic Quest. And you are a Magic Quest master. You know what though? You didn't need the button to prove that.
No.
You were already a Magic Quest master. We all knew that.
Magic Quest was inside.
Yeah. We knew that, but now you have the wand to prove it. You're welcome.
Thanks again, Todd. Thanks everybody for listening. Thanks JJ for commenting. Appreciate you. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too.
And yeah, so we're gonna have to do this sooner rather than later because Spider-Man comes out pretty darn soon.
Yep, a couple weeks. Well, yeah. So in about 2 weeks, we've got Destiny 2, which I'm willing to talk about, and then Spider-Man, which I definitely will talk about. So and then the next week after that's my birthday. So somewhere in there, we got to do a show.
Yeah, definitely.
My birthday show.
We're trying to do it's school starting up again, so I think schedules here will have settled down a little bit. Things won't be like right now they're upstairs watching a Harry Potter.
Yeah.
But everything's going to be back to normal. People are going to be going to bed, hopefully, without too much of a problem. So yeah, maybe we can get more on a regular schedule here. And JJ wants to start a posse.
I'm all for that too, because of course we're all going to get. I just need to know what version am I getting?
I'm getting PS4.
All right, I'm getting PS4 then.
My Xbox One is not even hooked up right now.
Okay, then I will get the PS4 version.
See behind me right now. See,
it's looking good.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I put a blanket over a junk pile right here.
Oh, okay.
But the hope is that once things do settle down, JJ's saying that he's doing PS4 also.
All right, good.
I'm gonna take care of all this, and then this will actually be another place to play games for both my kids and myself. So,
awesome.
So I'll have a setup down here as well as upstairs.
Well, for sure we'll get that one. We'll all be playing that, and so we can talk about it. But Spider-Man, Destiny, and then somewhere in there, and then we'll talk about my birthday. We'll have a birthday celebration.
Birthday party. I will wear a hat.
That's how. Yes, that's how I want to celebrate my birthday. I want to celebrate turning 50 with you guys. So we'll do a show.
Put the hat back on, and maybe I'll get a noisemaker for you.
Whoa. Okay. You don't even have to do that. The hat's good enough. Oh, perfect. Perfect. See? You don't need a noisemaker. You're a giant human noisemaker.
That's what my wife says.
Yep. So. Okay. All
right.
right.
All right. Thanks, everybody. I'll talk to you next time.
All right. See you, ma'am.
See you.
Bye.